Guys, no one gives a fuck about what you do, so you might as well do something productive for yourself. See, you have to stop allowing these external opinions to sway you in life. Most of you guys do shit because you believe you should be doing it, but what you should do is be productive and create results for yourself. And so working on that personal brand, working on that personal development, these are the things of which you should be doing with your fucking time. Because you have to understand that the value of time is very valuable. You have a finite, limited amount of time on earth. And if you're not going to use that time to synthesize something of higher quality, of a higher nature for yourself, if you're not going to use your time to be productive, then you have to ask yourself, what the fuck are you even doing? Because when it comes down to it, you have a finite amount of limited time, and the value of yourself is the exact correlation and correspondent of how you're going to value your time. Because in essence, you are your time. And when we strip you of the flesh sack, when we strip you of you know what you are as an entity, as a fucking organism, well, then we have to come to the conclusion that you are in essence time and energy. And so you might as well synthesize and create something of value through the quantum continuum as time continues. It's about being productive for self. It's about initiating yourself into a higher degree of getting shit done by working on yourself, working on the things you see for yourself. God gave you a vision for a reason, and if you're not gonna correspond to the results to get shit done, if you're not gonna correlate and modulate yourself to where the fuck you need to go by actually following through with the vision that God has placed within you, well, you have to understand that you're doing nothing but wasting fucking time. Because all you have to do in life, in essence, is be productive to create the results. And it's that fucking simple. Most of you guys live and exist in limited states of consciousness where you don't believe it's possible for you. But the same thing you don't believe is possible for you, someone else has done. And so it's a self-limitation issue, not a reality. It's not allowing you to permit itself to grant you to that whatever you're trying to do. It's not like reality is blocking you and blockading you from doing what the fuck you need to do. It's a self-limitation issue. And to overcome that, you need to shift your identity. To overcome that, you need to shift into a higher state of consciousness by reevaluating who you are, reassessing your values, and aligning to something of higher nature, aligning to something of higher principle. You have to understand that the moment you align and you build momentum and you enter that cascade of infinite bliss, which you foster through the growing in life, well, you have to understand that this right there is what you should be living for. The growth of life, the surplus of life, the adding to life. And you do that by feeding your vision. You do that by waking up and doing the habits which align you to that version of self. Because we can talk all day, but it's the actions which align us to that individual we should be being. It's the actions that back us the fuck up when we validate ourselves through our conduct, not through exchanges with people who don't even really fucking matter. Or, well, when the people do matter, their opinions still don't matter. Because at the end of the day, you're the one in possession of your mind. And so if you allow opinions to possess your mind, you are no longer in control of your own mind. You're no longer in control of yourself. You're now allowing things to influence you from the outside. And you don't want to do that because now you don't have the 100% control over yourself. And that is a dangerous thing, because now you can falter and fall off a precipice and end up in places and spaces and positions you don't want to be when you could have been in better and higher levels of life at the same time. And so it's about doing what the fuck you need to know, what you need to get done. It's about understanding that in essence, the value of your time is the value of you. And so when you waste time, you're in essence wasting your life. You're wasting yourself. And so you don't want to do that, because if you're going to waste yourself, you're a wasteful individual. We can't even call you a bitch, but you live once, and the value of your time on earth is being wasted. So reflect upon that, and remember, every time you waste your time, when you procrastinate, because that is the biggest downfall you could possibly do, is procrastinate on your vision, procrastinate on the habits. When you push back your habits and you don't do them, all you're doing is reinforcing to God why you don't deserve the things you believe that you're worth. Because everyone believes that they're worth infinity until it comes down to doing what the fuck you need to do to prove your worth and show what the fuck you're worth through conduct, through measurable action, and through things we actually can see in the physical realm, instead of just believing you're worth infinity. And so it's about backing that belief system up with fucking action, validating ourselves through our conduct, not opinions, and then allowing this to shift the way we view ourselves, aka the identity shift, well, which will then allow you to be yourself and express yourself at higher degrees without a fucking problem. You just do it. It's that fucking simple. All you need to do is wake the fuck up and actually put your time and energy where the fuck it needs to go, which is in the productivity, which is in the growth, which is in the habits, which is in the actual being and becoming of a higher quality individual. And it's that fucking simple. Peace.